Hey everybody, Christopher here with the Triangle Haunters with a product demonstration, product evaluation type video. A couple weeks ago, Jason Becker from Graves of the Groves, which by the way, if you've never checked out his channel, please go do so. He's got some great videos out there. But he made a post in the Haunters Hangout group on Facebook about using a dashboard camera as a scare camera as an alternative than going out and buying a what could be a relatively expensive DVR system, you know. And if you've got a small little walkthrough, small little yard haunt or whatever, and you don't really want to invest in a huge DVR system, this might be a cheaper alternative. Well, what Jason didn't know at the time is that I was actually researching dashboard cameras as a vlogging camera. So he and I started talking a little bit, and knowing what I know about infrared cameras and infrared lights and stuff from my experience as a paranormal investigator, we started looking at dashboard cameras with infrared technology. You have to have a dashboard camera that can pick up infrared light, because the low light type of dashboard cameras or video cameras don't pick up enough ambient light in order to be able to record quality video. So through my research, I found it's a little no-name dashboard camera, but it has infrared technology. These are actual infrared LEDs down here at the bottom that's throwing out infrared light. And this, you can pick this up relatively cheap on eBay. You can get them for around between $10 to $20, depending on if it's coming from the United States or it's coming from China. Obviously, if it's coming from China, that's going to be cheaper, but it's going to take longer to get to you. But at the same time, with my experience with these type of cameras, the infrared LEDs just aren't enough to light up an area to to actually pick up good video. And a couple weeks ago, I had actually posted a video showing a cheap alternative to then using infrared, an infrared LED booster with a bunch of LEDs in it and everything that can cost $60 to $70 to $80 a piece, using an incandescent blacklight. At that time, I was calling it a poor man's infrared light, but after talking with a few other haunters about that, I changed the name to a blacklight booster, because that's essentially what it is. So using a blacklight booster along with this camera could be a very inexpensive alternative than a DVR system. So like I said, picked up this little number here and decided to test it. The reason I'm also doing this test is from my previous video. I had quite a few questions about what exactly is it that the naked eye can see when they come into a room using this incandescent blacklight. So by this demonstration, I'm going to actually put up this little this little dashboard camera and my regular camera. I have a little Canon handheld video camera, and I'm going to put them side by side, and hopefully I can edit them together so that you see each image side by side and at the same time, so you can see what each camera can see. So give me a few minutes, let me get this set up, and we'll continue on with the test. Alright, so the image that you're seeing right now is actually both from the dashboard camera and my regular camera. The camera on the left is my regular camera, camera on the right, dashboard camera. The audio might sound a little bad, simply because the cameras are 10 feet away from me. They're actually 10 feet away from the edge of the cushion here, so on my face it might be another three-quarters of a foot. So just to kind of give you a general idea. Now right now in this room I have the ceiling light on, I have my dining room light on, and I actually have just a 60-watt CFL light directly on my face, just so you can see me a little bit better. Anyways, like I said, this is regular light. I've got a few little props here which will give off a little bit of ambient light when I turn off all the lights. You'll be able to see what the cameras will still be able to pick up. Once I turn off all the lights, I'm going to turn on the blacklight booster, and you're going to see the difference. You're going to see what you can see in the dashboard camera, and then in the regular camera, you're actually going to see what your normal eye would see when you walk into the room. So give me just a second. I'm going to go dark and continue on with the test. Spotlight. Dining room. Living room. So now we are dark. I'm going back in front of the cameras just so you can see what everything looks like with the dashboard infrareds on and the regular camera. And as you can tell, you can't see me very well. So that is a side note, a kind of a flaw with the dashboard camera, that the infrared lights really aren't that great for picking up stuff at night. But, like I said before, there is a very inexpensive alternative, and that is the blacklight booster. Let me go turn that on. And in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So as I move back in front of the cameras, you can see me really good on the dashboard camera, but you can barely see me on the regular camera. This regular camera is what your eyes see when you walk into the room. Now, I can see the blacklight very well simply because it's facing right at me. Obviously, when you're in your haunt, you're going to put these lights angled someplace so it's not directly in front of your guest's eyes. But this is the effect with the dashboard camera and the blacklight booster. So by putting one of these in your haunt along with the blacklight booster, it's a fairly cheap alternative than to buying a full DVR system. Well, that was interesting. Not unexpected. I fully expected it to look, to look like that, just with my experience with infrared cameras in the past. But as you saw when the lights completely went out, these infrared LEDs were on, but you couldn't see anything, which tells you right there the quality of those LEDs. Even in just a dashboard camera, it's not going to pick up. In a car, it's not going to pick up that much. So you're going to need that. You're going to need the booster, and again, it's simply an incandescent blacklight bulb. You pick these up, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, Spirit Halloween, usually for around $1, and a reflector that I picked up at Walmart for about $7. So $8, you've got yourself a blacklight booster. And even if you buy a $200 to $300 DVR system, those infrared LED cameras that you get, it's just not enough to light up a room that you're going to want. You're going to need some kind of a booster anyway, whether it be the blacklight booster or a box with a bunch more infrared LEDs in it, which that can usually run anywhere between $50 to $60. You're going to need some kind of a booster for it anyway. So needing a booster with this was not surprising. But as I had said earlier, a lot of people wanted to see, well, exactly what do you see in the room with the incandescent blacklight on, with the naked eye. And so that was one of the reasons why we did that video, that side-by-side comparison. But a few notes regarding dashboard cameras, if you're interested in doing a dashboard camera as a scare camera. Again, the LEDs, not that great. You're going to need a booster. Most of them that I have found take a, if I can get it out of here, take a micro USB micro SD memory card. This one in particular can only handle up to a 32 gig memory card. So if you record it at 1080p, you're only going to get about 2.5 hours worth of recording time. Also, on another note with that, this particular camera will record for 10 minutes, save the file, and start another one almost immediately. You'll get like maybe a half a second delay in between the two clips, but it doesn't record continuously. It will break up the file into about 14 or 15 different files once everything is all said and done. So keep that in mind as well. This does have the option to reduce the resolution. You can do it at 680. You can do it at, I think, at 720. But and when you do that, you will get more recording time. But you reduce the resolution, you lose a little bit of the clarity in the video. So keep that in mind as well. Next, power source. There is a battery in these cameras, but they only last about 5 minutes. And the reason for that is these cameras are designed to come on when the car comes on and start recording, and then turn off when the power turns off. And if you're in an accident for any reason and the power on the car goes off, it's designed to stay on in case it needs to record anything else. But again, like I said, it's only good for about 5 minutes. So you are going to need a continual power source with this. The beauty of it is that it uses those mini USB cables. So if you have a smartphone, or there's actually a lot of electronic devices now these days that come with the power brick that you plug into a wall outlet that you put a USB cord in. That's all you need with this. You don't need to buy any type of special power supplies or anything else like that. As long as you have one of those USB power bricks that plugs into an outlet, you'll be fine. Just to give it a continued power source. But at that same time, because of this mini USB, you can also plug it into your computer and download the video straight from that. This particular one also has an HDMI port, so you can plug it into the HDMI port of your TV and view the video straight from your TV. So a couple of added features there with this camera. Lastly, the last thing I want to mention about these cameras is a lot of them have what's called a loop feature. And what that basically is that you can set it for 3, 5, 7, and 10 minutes. And then the camera will record for whatever time you designate, and then at the end of that time, it will basically rewrite the file over again. And that is, of course, designed for if you are using a lower capacity memory card, it won't just record and shut off. So, like I said, it has a 3, 5, 7, and 10 minute loop feature. You've got to make sure that if you're going to get one of these cameras that you can turn that feature off so it can continuously record, or else you're only going to get a 10-minute video of your haunt that may have been going on for 3 or 4 hours. Just again, something else to keep in mind. But all in all, I was very happy. I'm very happy with this camera. It works very well as a vlogging camera when you're driving around. I hope to have a few videos using this as my vlogging camera. On another side note, real quick, I'm not sure if you can see, but right here is a microphone. This does pick up audio, but obviously the further away you are from the camera, the lower the audio is. As a vlogging camera in the car, it's going to be usually right about here. It picks me up fairly well. When it was 10 feet away, it was very difficult for me to hear myself. That's why most of the video that you heard was from my regular camera. So just something else to keep in mind. You might not get the audio that you want, except if the person is screaming really loud. So just something else to keep in mind. But all in all, I would say that this would be a really good scare camera, an inexpensive alternative to buying a DVR system. It's like I said, you can find these for about $10 on eBay. The cards, I have found those on CDW or eBay for around $10. So now you're up to about $20 for just the camera and the memory card, and $8 for the blacklight booster. So you've got a scare camera for under $30. So I think that's a really good option. So Jason had a pretty good idea. So that's really all I've got to say about this. If you have any questions regarding infrared lights, infrared cameras, anything else like that, please feel free to drop me a comment. Drop me a message on Facebook or whatnot. But thank you very much for sticking through the video. I know it was probably a little bit of a long one. Guess we'll see you on the next one. Until then, have a good one.